Welcome to a new daily top Askreddit video. Today's topic: what is the worst thing that is legal? Impossibly hard to cancel subscriptions. It should be law that you can cancel the same method you used to sign up. I think California might actually have a law like this. Not the worst thing, but it used to be illegal for commercials on TV to be louder than the actual show, but not any longer suddenly. I hate watching a good show that I don't want someone else to hear at night and then it goes to ads and blows the speakers out. It's infuriating. The letter of the law is that the ads have to be no louder than the loudest part of the show. So the ads can be as loud as the one gunshot in an otherwise quiet police procedural. It's a dick move loophole, but they all use it. Especially if it's a scene where they are whispering in the dark and your ears and eyes have adjusted. Next thing you know, it's I'm Barry Scott and the room igniting in luminous bleach bottle colors. Basically an ad break jump scare. Big businesses lobbying politicians in order to get bills passed in their favor. There is a company Braum's in Oklahoma that used to sell groceries out of the drive-thru. It was cutting into Walmart's profits, so next thing you know the FDA said they couldn't sell eggs, milk and other grocery items out of the window anymore. Just fast food. Makes no sense to me. It's all food. Edit, spelling. Edit. After doing further research I found that it was because Braum's was making the change, not because of any regulation. My apologies. Sorry for the uproar, I was fed misinformation about it. Thanks for everyone who told me otherwise. Linking the article proving me wrong. https://oklahoma.com/article/2883172. Shit, really? I was wondering why I had to go inside my fast food /grocery store to buy that shit. Fucky Walmart. Also, Braum's is fucky dope. Putting unrelated crap into bills to sneak it into law. I know they are supposed to follow some kind rules related to germaneness, but they clearly don't, and clearly need actual laws with actual punishments for pulling this crap. It should be one bill equals one law. This sneaky crap is horrible. A Scottish politician, Trish Godmer, who has since died of old age, tried this a few years back. She added prostitution to be made illegal onto the end of a bill which had nothing to do with prostitution. Actual prostitutes became aware of this, and after heavy opposition the politician removed the addition. Source: and for more info about current law and attempts to change the law, here. https://scott-pep.org.uk. The size of the X button on pop-up ads. X buttons that do nothing. Or X buttons on mobile that take you to the link anyway. For-profit prisons. I used to lobby at the state level. For-profit prisons would literally lobby against things like early child education and paid family leave because, well, it's bad for business. And to be clear, I did not lobby for private prisons, but did lobby for things like paid family leave and early childhood education. WTF. That is some next level dystopia bullshit right there. This makes my blood boil. Caller ID spoofing. Somebody spoofed my number and my name came up on the caller ID apparently. I got a text from some irritable person demanding why I was harassing them. I tried to explain what spoofing was, but they sent me the screenshot of my name on their caller ID and asked if it was me. I imagine this person Googled me and did all kinds of shit and decided I was the bad person in this. I feel like my privacy was totally violated. In that case I feel like the victim on the other end is the actual spoofer. I can't prove it, but they always seem the most upset over phone calls when they can just easily block you. One time someone called from out of state and said they had missed calls from me. I told them I don't know, man, it's probably that robocall bus lines shit. Just block my number. I hung up and blocked their number. Child marriage. To tack on, child marriages and where they cannot legally divorce until they are 18. Found out the other day. Excuse me. So you're saying they can be tricked /forced /etc. into marriage, but they aren't considered competent enough to get out? That is an extra layer of fucked up. Hearing a honking sound in a radio commercial. Or sirens. Some car insurance radio commercial had the sound of a fucking car crash. Multi-level marketing. But hun, don't you want to be your own boss babe for life by sharing and distributing our detoxing nutrition drinks that give you 6 of your 5 a day per second? This whole acting like they're doing the person a favor is why MLM will never die out. At best it'll rebrand as something else. That's why it's been going on thousands of years. I mean, even the ancient Egyptians had pyramid schemes. Permanently destroying huge areas of natural land. Nearby from where I live, there's a development corporation in my hometown that has bought up virtually all of the remaining woods, meadows and wetlands in the area, paved them, and built retail spaces that go vacant just a few months later. Businesses aren't even moving into these places, but the group just keeps spreading out and developing. It seems like every month, I drive past another level tract of land. Frankly, it's terrible. This is why people need to be more involved in what their planning commission and zoning boards are approving. These corporations are only allowed to alter these spaces because the governing body allows it. But then if you're in the States, decades of quasi-libertarian propaganda has convinced people that owners of anything should be able to do anything they want with the thing they own, and that it's a bad thing for a community body to be able to oppose them. It's like a blind allegiance to a poorly thought out principle without any nuance or consideration of long-term consequences. Scam calls and solicitation calls. I swear they used to be illegal at one point. Scam calls are not legal. They just know how to not get caught. Any pre-recorded sale call can only happen if you give consent. The Indian scam calls, while illegal and annoying, are fun because I like to mess with them. This guy is the best, though. https://u2.be/3ieyg3wzvc8. A parent keeping their kid from the other parent when there's no good reason to, and leveraging the courts to do it. This enrages me so much. How many parents have practically lost their children to narcissists and psychopaths because of this? And because the kids get brainwashed out of a relationship, it's hard to ever get in touch again, even when they have grown out of the other one's reach. Edit. I get teary-eyed both with remembered grief and a little bit of hope from all your comments. Thank you. Keep raising awareness about parental alienation, full custody, unfair laws, etc. The world will hopefully get better someday. Sorry to get personal, but this is a big one for me. My ex got primary custody based on a domestic violence accusation that supposedly happened while she was on the phone with her sister, who served as a witness, of course. The police showed up and concluded that no violence had occurred. The court believed her version of the events over mine, in spite of a police report concluding no domestic violence, and I lost custody of my kids. After I was in court, I compared the police report with my phone records. My ex called the police before she called her sister, meaning the entire episode was pre-planned. Edited to add, this comment unexpectedly received a lot of attention. No, this was never corrected and there is no legal way for me to do so. My lawyer says the only way to go back to court, and win, is to prove that my ex is a danger to the kids' safety, which probably won't ever happen. In lieu of all of that, I simply focus on being the best dad that I can be with the time that I get with my kids. They will be minors for only their first 18 years, whereas I am their dad forever. Socks, fits size 6 to 12. Bullshit. Also unrealistically low serving sizes on packs of crisps or candy. They do this just so they can put the number of calories /fat/sugar per serving as a lower number. I saw an off-brand Oreo that said 1/3 the calories per serving as Oreo. Their serving size was 1. Oreos was 3. Being penalized for calling out sick from work. Edit. Even while the whole world is trying to survive this pandemic, we are still dealing with this major issue by employers. I work in healthcare, and I feel like I get shamed by my managers and co-workers when you call out. Especially when you work night shift. Within the last year or so we had a new boss come in and take over operations at my office. One of the first things she did was scrap the whole "you have X amount of points you're allowed to call out in a year" policy that has been in place for forever. She set it up so that you aren't penalized for calling out, only repeat patterns. Say you keep calling out every Monday for a month, she will then get in contact with you to understand why and see if you want to switch one of your days off to Monday. Everyone at my office agrees that she's done wonders to reduce the stress with little things like that. Honestly surprised more companies don't follow that idea. Alternatively, the shop workers at my company get the same penalty for being late as calling out, so if they are gonna be late they just tail the whole day off. Also, their vacation time is use it or lose it, but they discourage vacations most of the year, so that people are forced to tail it in December, when we are at our busiest. They treat us salaried people pretty well, but the hourly workers get shit on. Robocalls. Bothering someone with something they paid for. And now I'm getting robotexts several times a day. I really have to get around to buying that extended car warranty. Data caps on home internet. We have a 120 GB data cap. For a family of 6. In lockdown the provider had a promotion where everyone got unlimited data. Including us. We have tried to upgrade to an unlimited plan, but they gave some BS excuse about how the server traffic is clogged, like it was completely fine for the promotion. I am 99% sure they know we always pay extra for data after we run out and don't want us to save money by upgrading. Edit. I appreciate everyone suggesting me to tell the provider to shove it, but I failed to mention that I'm 15 and that's up to my parents. I don't give a shit. You offered a promotion and I want it. Isn't that called bait and switch or something? Sounds illegal. This one is so underrated. Obviously, it's a scam for ISPs to steal more money from its customers. How about the billions they've received in taxpayer money, based on the promise that fiber would be installed throughout the country? https://utworks.com/shortschedulesummary.htm